kind of baffled me enough to the company history. So, and the Financial Times that open source models, Chinese developers, have replicated those capabilities within 6 to 12 months. Now that's fucking insane to read. Okay, that's insane for a lot of reasons because if something like this is already so dangerous, what happens when everyone can download it, right? What happens when everybody can have access to it? For instance, even according to the other individuals that run the technical side of Mythos, they estimated it was probably going to be around like 18 months at the very latest. And the reality of it is that look, if you look at the industry and you look at the trend of it, right? Like a lot of these open source systems are usually 6 to 12 months behind the big frontier guys, right? And I'm talking about big systems like, I talked about this a few days ago with like Kimi 2.6. Like this, along with other Chinese models, you can see 54,000 people downloaded this. It comes at 1.1 trillion parameters. So obviously, nobody normal is running this on their gaming computer or even like a workstation. This requires you to have a very, very expensive kit. And ultimately, the reality of it is that it's just available to download. You can download these files right now, and if you have the availability to run this, you can run the actual system on your own, hardware. Now, the thing about it is look, if 6 to 12 months from now somebody ends up getting something like Mythos Unleashed downloadable right here, like a 500, 600 gigabyte fucking file or a terabyte file, you know what I mean? Like anything of that nature. Nothing stops a government entity, people that have the money to purchase this hardware and build their own AI labs, or, a criminal organization that would invest money into this to download such a model and then use it freely against the world. That is a situation that, again, I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm just giving you the reality of what at least the people behind this model have kind of fucking said too. It's not so uncommon that models like Quinn 3.6, for instance, this came out literally like a day ago, like one day ago, and about 500,000 people straight up fucking downloaded this. And they downloaded it, and they're running local, powerful artificial intelligence on their own systems. And the thing about it is, the barrier to entry for a lot of people to do, not just develop programs for their computers, but possibly attack other people has.
In my life, I will. I will invest in my education and commit to being a lifelong learner. I will be expressive and have hobbies that bring joy. Alrighty.
Hunting for a dream, longing for a space. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to chase your heart into my very bone. Over the rainbow, steady high home. Rifles with wheels that show. I'm a fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm slowly I clench my fist, imagine me a kiss. I step forward into the mist.
your kiss, I step forward into hunting for a dream, longing for a face. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to trace your heart into my very bone. Over the rainbow, steady high home, rifles with wheels that show. Imagine me your kiss, I step forward into the mist. Imagine you, your kiss, I step forward into the mist. Shadow up, shadow up, shadow up, shadow up. Longing for a face, it's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to trace your heart into my very bone. Over the rainbow, steady high home, rifles with wheels that show. I'm a fighter, hunting for a dream. Imagine me your kiss, I step forward into the mist. Imagine you, your kiss, I step forward into the mist. Shadow up, shadow up, shadow up, shadow up. Hey, Tim. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to chase your heart into my very bone. Over the rainbow, steady high.
day I saw your face, you may never know how far I will go to trace your heart into my rainbow. Over the rainbow, steady high home. Run goes with me, you can't stop and show. I am a fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm not as strong as I seem. I can't resist imagining your kiss. I step forward into the I am the fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm not as strong as I see. Hunting for a dream, longing for a space. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to chase your heart into my rainbow. Over the rainbow, steady high home. Run goes with me, you can't stop and show. I am a fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm not as strong as I seem. I just resist imagining your kiss. I step forward into the I'm not as strong as I see. Hunting for a dream, longing for a space. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to trace your heart into my rainbow. Over the rainbow, steady high home. Run goes with me, you can't stop and show. I am a fighter, hunting for my Hunting for a dream, longing for a space. It's the same wish I've had since the day I saw your face. You may never know how far I will go to trace your heart into my very bone. Over the rainbow, steady high home, right goes with me. You make stuff and strong. I am a fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm not as strong as I seem. I can't resist imagining your kiss. I step forward into the I am the fighter, hunting for my dream. But to you, I'm not as strong as I
seem. Hey, what's up? Hey. You are here. Oh my God. Why does this guy keep sending me money? Keep sending me money about this woman. Yeah, money is good. Since I'm so behind today. Should I continue with her? What? So, anything fun happened today? Is that one woman? Yes, she is still sending. She sends me messages literally every day. She's already sent me like 5 around 7 a.m. You're tired today? I mean, what'd you do? Did you, were you fighting, Rogue Grox or something? You wish. Okay, since it's just us, I guess I should ask. No one's given you, like links to my other stuff, right? You don't have access to my nightlife, right? Okay, just making sure. Because this guy was on my stream last night. He kept coming in. I mean, he was spending a lot of money on me, but he specifically was like mentioning how he was waiting for his wife to go to sleep before he could come back on. And I was like talking to him. I was like, your wife? I'm like, should you be on this website if you're married? And I just had to be sure because I'd never seen his name before. And he had a lot of money because he was a red name. So I just had to cover my bases. Wife was overseas. Jeez. What? But I thought you said she was like lower on the totem pole. But she's being shipped off? I see. God. I'm missing my pillows. Sometimes I think about turning my signs on behind me, but I don't know. They always look tacky. Well, no, not tacky, but they mess up the lighting in my room. Because I know these cameras are very sensitive, but like 3 things behind me actually light up. It's there, and there. They're actually LED neon whatever signs. I thought they'd look better than they ended up looking on the camera. I think if I was in a different shooting location, they would look good. But they're actually super bright. I thought they would be like, I don't know, because I got them from Temu. They're surprisingly powerful. I mean, I guess I can show you. Which I guess they don't look bad on this camera, but on my other camera they would give it a lot of problems because of its auto adjustment. And overall, it didn't really have an effect on traffic, so it was mainly just for me. Especially since the one job that I do have related to fortune telling that's like actually making my money, they literally never see me. So I just stopped caring about the lights. But they do look really nice. Yeah, Ace of Spades. I wish they had a Queen of Spades sign, but it's very hard to find material like that. Ooh, there's a hoodie of that I could get, I think. But they always run out on Temu and Shein. Wait, you said that Guilty talked to you in DMs? Do I still do music stuff still? Yes. I mean, it's still hard right now since literally all these females are bothering me 24/7 because they're unemployed and have nothing to do. And art is constantly bothering me. But I think I'm slowly getting my time back. Yeah, and the workout stuff has kind of squeezed my schedule too. Basically, before all this art stuff, I basically would start working on music around like 6-ish in the morning when I was done with everything. But between me trying to get back in shape and deal with all this extra stuff now, it's kind of been really hard, because whenever I sit down, because I like to sit down and like actually work on the lyrics a bit to get the exact kind of sound I want. Otherwise, I just don't like I can't rush the music thing, even though it's pretty easy to just make something with AI. But I have a certain process I like to do. So yeah, it's been hard to find that moment. But I'm trying to get my time allocation back where it used to be. Which is also why I'm cutting a lot of my harem. They're very needy. I need to get the numbers down to pre-Art Saga. Because a lot of my OG harem, very low maintenance. Didn't have to really do a lot with them. Because like I said, they're all in various situations. One is literally married. It didn't really take a lot to keep us all happy. Oh my God. Art is at 9 fucking million impressions. Guilty showed me 1 million screenshots. Yeah, that's her. You notice how she has to accrue a library of screenshots about people. That's I don't know why her method works so well. Well, I know the answer, because people in FGC are very low IQ, but I still don't understand why she's able to so consistently be able to just walk up to people and say, hey, by the way, here's a fucking folder of all this stuff about somebody so you know everything you need to know about them. And it's always like someone who's a literal who. So it kind of, I don't know, it just raises my red flags whenever someone is that intent on creating an image of someone who doesn't even have a presence in a scene. It's very concerning. It also just gets old, I guess. 'Cause, I mean, to be fair, people just kept talking about that Johnny guy when he came into Sophie's server. Yeah, I briefly remember when he was in Sophie's server. Which again, the issue is Guilty's basically taken over that server. So it's like when we say everyone's talking about it, I mean, of course they would, because they're all Guilty's minions. That's all she does is prime them on material about someone she wants to pick on. So it's like anyone who wasn't like actually attached to Guilty literally didn't care about the Johnny thing. He was there and then he left. Which I think the more damning part of that was at the same time, she was like actively baiting him. Like she got a link to his personal server for his content or whatever, and she started flooding it with her members to antagonize him. Like basically she was basically Guilty's whole thing is she wants to have more events like art. Basically, that's what she wants. I mean, she's literally said it to me before that she's going to try and get herself killed on purpose. She wants to drive people into like a psychotic rage towards her to where she can play the victim and be like, they're going to kill me. And she becomes like a symbolic martyr for I don't know, the things that she is standing against, that she wants to reform or whatever. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like Code Geass, the ending of Code Geass. She wants to be an example. Billy said the Sophie server essentially Psychoholics rejects B. Yes, it's the B server. Literally. Which also means it has the same weaknesses as a Psychoholic server, which is if you remove a perpetual battery like me, it kind of just devolves very quickly and it turns into them like picking on each other. Except when they pick on each other, it goes like actually nuclear because they like to score take and they get very nasty with each other when they start. Like actually are like I just can't. I just liken it to like hyenas or something. Because I actually have seen some stuff happening within the last 24 hours that actually kind of concerns me. Since I did see Guilty actually arguing with someone who I wouldn't think that she'd ever argue with right now, which shows me that she is pretty agitated right now. Because she was arguing, like, getting a little terse with someone who's like a childhood friend of hers. So that kind of made me question what's going on with her. Who's she arguing with? It's just someone in her server. It is someone who is it's someone who by all metrics is basically a civilian compared to all this Discord stuff. Like she is just in there because she is a longtime friend of Guilty's. So I was surprised to see Guilty like busting her chops or whatever they were doing. Because I feel like that. I feel like they actually. I feel like they. Maybe they actually said it, but I feel like they actually dated back then, which is why she would even like hang around Guilty at this point. I think so. Instantly see Guilty mentioning me. Yes, what a surprise. I don't even think I've posted today. Well, not in Gen Chat. I know I said something when Sophie posted her vid in drama where I was like, finally. But it wasn't even the vid that I was like expecting her to drop. I think that's it. I think that's all I did today. I said, finally, some content. This is all part of Guilty's plan as well, apparently. What is part of her plan? What is part of her plan? Me? Oh my god. Do you see how insanely gay that sounds? Conducting humiliation rituals in Sophie's server. Do you understand? Who says that with a straight face? She talks like she went to the island. Hmm. Who else is here? Speak. Identify yourself. Who else is in here? Because I know it's not just me and Deadeye. I don't remember how to check participants. Someone else is in here. No matter. It doesn't matter. Ride forth with me. Nah, Dilly wouldn't show up here. He's too much of a pussy. Cause didn't you Cause didn't you hear that voice note of Dilly? Cause they kept playing it. But yeah. It was literally if you saw that voice note that they were playing for a bit, I think yesterday, there was like this weird sounding guy who said I can't even replicate it. He sounds like German and he says, "Ain't nobody gay." But yeah, that was Dilly. But yeah, he's not even fucking American. He's just Guilty literally only keeps like black people and like foreigners around her. But yeah, that literally is Dilly. But yeah, Dilly would never step up to me on VC. He would be extremely pussy because he can't even speak fucking English. Ain't nobody gay. Which I just can't take. I just can't take him seriously when I hear him. When I actually hear him. Wasn't Dilly the one in the screenshot with the bathroom? Yes, unfortunately, that was him. And I hate thinking about it. Like, I still can't believe he actually sent me that. Like, it was one of those conversations where, I mean, because I'm used to them, where I can feel like a guy is about to say something very gross to me that I wasn't asking for. Because the whole precedent of that conversation was he was still being annoying to me, but then he randomly mentioned how he had a dream about me. And I was curious. You know, I was humoring it. And I'm like, yeah, what was the dream about exactly? And, you know, then he tells me what the dream was. And, you know, I don't mind when guys or like anybody is like thirsting for me or whatever. But, I mean, at least make it like a little sexy. The stuff he wrote is just nasty. It's just gross. Um, like I can't even like give him a thumbs up for that. Uh, but yeah, he's just into some gross shit. Like I've seen his Twitter before because he's posted it, I think, where he follows and I think he gives money to some like foot fetish girl who literally looks like a bag of potatoes. But Dilly is just such a perverted freak that he's literally just there for the feet, even though she literally looks nasty. So he's just a weird guy. Just not my cup of tea. He's unironically just into some. Like, I don't even think having those kind of fetishes are bad. It's just he's down the deep end where it's just gross. Like, he's like, it's not even that he's into the feet themselves or like the armpits. He is distinctly into the smell. He wants it to be like unironically smelly, like disgusting smelly. Like he'll talk about the pheromones or something. It's just really gross. No, you lost me? Yeah, he lost me whenever he started speaking that demonic babble. I need some more tea. Uh, okay, Cat. Is that you in here, Cat? Have you just been lurking this whole time? It better not be a psychoholic. Well, I mean everyone. I mean literally, you and Cat are psychoholics, but whatever. Yeah, Dilly. I mean no, Art. Filling up my inbox. Still talking about Sophie. Yeah, Art is complaining that he's been talking to Sophie. He's saying Sophie refuses to remove Guilty. She refuses to block Guilty, refuses to remove her from the Discord. I mean, I'm telling him, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, buddy. Yeah, he's still talking with her. Apparently he is, but it sounds weird. Because I think he told me to make an alt with him or something. Because it sounds like he's talking to Sophie on an alt. In the way he described it, it sounds like Sophie sends him messages, but then she immediately deletes them. Because, you know, Art is like literally here constantly randomly screenshotting conversations with people and like posting them on his 9 million Twitter impression account. So she's just keeping herself safe. Also, I'm actually surprised Guilty hasn't been removed. Blah, blah. I mean, yeah, that's just what she does. I guess there's no proof or anything. Guilty's already admitted it. Like, literally, there's been proof. Guilty's literally admitted what she's done. She's literally exposed herself. She's even admitted that she fucked up Art. Sophie just doesn't care. I mean, because Sophie's just not in a position where. Why would Sophie remove Guilty? Honestly, I mean, to that extent, why would Sophie remove anybody? Actually, I mean, Sophie is already outcast, so why? And you notice that Sophie's not really willing to cut anyone out. The only actual hard line with Sophie comes from her mods, and they generally are only really going to do anything once someone has started to outright berate Sophie, like in nasty ways. Like approximately did get JFK'd, but I mean, approximately also was literally in the live stream chat, literally making 12 million jokes about Sophie in a voice changer, which I do say, if you thought you were about to make a billion voice changer jokes and actually make it to the podium, I just don't see the logic there. I just don't see how you would have expected to not get banned at that. Because I mean, I'm not even a Sophie diehard person, and even I know to not go at the voice changer. Like, obviously, I can tell that's a sore spot for her. So I mean, why would you go there unless you're ready to basically die? Basically. I mean, there's many things I could say to Sophie. Like, don't lie on me, bitch. Like, stuff like that. But, I don't have to bring up a voice changer. But yeah, outside of that, she doesn't really have a reason to ban anyone. I mean, 'cause she herself is an outsider, so there's no reason for her to really police her community. I mean, people, so it doesn't even really work to say X person is problematic or they've done all these gross things. I mean, by Sophie's metric, she's labeled as a problematic person who's done gross things. So it's just not going to work. Uh, was oh how things would have been if she never went through that first cancellation. Yeah, if she never been canceled, we wouldn't even be here right now. We would be in a different timeline. But I mean, this you could say the same thing about Guilty, which is the problem with cancel culture. Is for one, nothing really happens other than you collectively like gang mind rape somebody, and then society has to deal with it usually. Because it's not like these people just disappear when they get canceled. They go somewhere and, either they go catatonic and like die in a corner or something, like what happened with Hacks, or they actually become your worst nightmare and they become dedicated to righting the wrongs put upon them, like Guilty is doing, and they're on the warpath basically for life. Which actually this tracks with a lot of the political discourse, namely in the West. A lot of the anti-wokeism, some of the best elements of anti-wokeism tend to come from people who got really, really burned by more liberal mindsets, because the issue with a lot of more liberal or progressive spaces is they tend to be very annoying about purity testing. So they tend to make environments where basically if you make one no, you're donezo. They're going to like crucify you, and it's just a fast track to make you very extreme in the other direction. So I've never been confused about what cancel culture actually does to people. Which my whole point with Guilty and why I even spoke out, the goal was never to actually cancel her, because she's already canceled. The goal was to make people aware that just because you throw someone in the trash can doesn't mean that they just disappear. She has been planning to come back for many, many years. All she's done is culminate, develop way more problematic traits than she ever had. And now it's going to spread and affect other people who probably had nothing to do with it. Hurting people. Yes, her master plan. Well, it's not so much that I foretold, more like she literally told me. More like I was literally there. She had the behilt in her hand, and she told me what she was going to do. She told me, "These are my sacrifices I'm gathering. I will turn them into fuel for my revolution." And I said, "I'm just going to leave." She said, "Why are you running?" She said, wait. She touched my shoulder like that one meme from, what is it? It's like from an old robot anime where the guy just touches the other guy's shoulder. Like, she was like, "Where are you going?" She said, "You don't get to just leave. You got a role to fulfill." That's what she does once you've gone up the ranks high enough. Once you pass a certain threshold, you can't leave. She's not going to let you leave. In fact, basically, once you get high enough, she won't even let you die. She won't even let you like terminate yourself. She'll tell your ass you didn't get authorization. I guarantee if I randomly told her that I was gonna like end myself, I guarantee she would hit me with some of that of the, "You don't have permission. I didn't sign off on it. You don't get to do it yet until I tell you." Yeah, she seems like she really has a hold on her peeps. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, don't give her information, because you're gonna end up like Johnny. She's gonna have a folder dedicated to you full of 1 billion posts that explain the entire Guilty Deadeye connection. She's going to have your name and your address, your state, what you do for work. She's going to have everything about you. You're going to be added to the collage. Like, you got to really have something wrong with you, though, for her to have that power. Which, yes, that is part of her scheme, is she specifically goes after vulnerable people, which I have lined out before. Which the fighting game community is already full of outsiders anyway, which is why the outsiders of FGC are so notably unhinged, because you're taking the outsiders of the outsiders. And just as a scene, they're very depressed people. So it's very easy to find people who are already on the outgroup of the outgroup, who probably have issues that aren't being addressed. So it's very easy to work your ways on them. I mean, generally the demographic profile of people that end up hanging around Guilty, they are typically unemployed, or they work some kind of weird, they basically don't actually work type of job. And they just have issues, whether it's psychiatric issues or some kind of heavy mental block about something. Yeah, it really runs the gambit. So, I mean, for me, which I think she's now finally pivoted to try and say that all I did was like spam her for 9 years or whatever in her inbox, when in reality, it's very interesting how she didn't start talking to me like meaningfully until she knew that I was in a bad place. She started like creeping up on me. All the other years when I was perfectly A-okay, there was nothing. But yeah, she just gathers those people up, gives them purpose. She gives them a reason to wake up every day. And I mean, that's all you really need. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm too complete of a human to be tempted. I would be very careful. Because there is at least someone in there who I know. Well, there's 2, 3. I don't know. There's like at least 2 or 3 people in there that I'm kind of confused as to why they're actually in there. Because they have basically everything they could want. Or they're just chilling or something. One would be Leto or Chopper. He's his own unique case that I don't think would really get replicated. But Chopper, he has a wife and kids and everything, and he lives somewhere in Europe or something. I think he's like Irish or Scottish. I don't remember. But his whole dynamic with Guilty is he definitely sees her as like some kind of surrogate daughter or something. So I know that's how he got roped into her, was that he's always had like this soft spot for her, to treat her like some kind of child, even though, she's literally pushing 40. I know there's one guy who's from America but relocated, so he's in some other country and he has a wife. And it seems like he's pretty well off. I just don't know why he hangs around them. And they slowly try to feed him poison. Honestly, it's just not a scene. I feel like it's a scene where, as you've said, other people will see it and just say it's weird. Which begs the question, it feels like it's a chicken and the egg type of thing, where I feel like if you don't check any of those boxes in an obvious way, it really means that you have no reason even being around them. Like it really means you shouldn't even be playing with it. If you already aren't part of those demographics, I would heavily consider why. It's like, it'd be like if you suddenly decided one day that you're just going to start hanging around crackheads for your pastime. Yes, which is what I'm getting at. I've already gone further than I should have. Yes, exactly. I'm basically telling you, you're already in too deep. If you're already around them. It's too much. You're already in very dangerous waters. You were doing the equivalent of, because it's online, it can be a little bit ambiguous, but you have definitely went beyond just looking at animals in a cage. You are literally inside the enclosure. You are in the enclosure. Just because you haven't said anything or brought attention to yourself yet doesn't mean you haven't entered the enclosure full of hungry hippos. One day someone might just randomly met. Actually, I've seen it happen because Dilly did that before, where there are like some new people who hadn't even messaged anyone until Dilly started pinging these new people and like antagonizing them, being like, "Why are you in here?" Or like started insulting them and stuff. Oh. Which I don't think anyone in there is like that right now, but you never know. You never know. One day Guilty could pull a pop quiz on all the new people. Oh my god, I'm getting a notification. They want me to do more questions. Alina is on, but I don't think I'm going to watch her today. Unless she like asked me or something. But she seems busy, so I guess I am taking a day off from both of them, Sophie Server and Alina, just to see how that plays out. I think some distance is nice. Valindian is a hardcore Alina simp. Oh yeah, apparently he was who even introduced Alina and Sophie to each other. So he's a key piece. Yeah, I appreciate Valindian for his service. Without him, the harem zone incident wouldn't have happened. So but yeah, simps have a place in the ecosystem, so I can't hate, because I know I don't have time to simp, at least like that. You lost a friend to simpery. Yeah, I've heard that happens quite a lot. Clearly, it's right up there with secondhand smoke. Simp disease. The guy was so down bad for online streamer girls. You hate to see it happen. He literally was showing me. Oh my god. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. The bank account going into the red. Look how much I'm supporting her dreams. Good lord. I could never. Never ever. I mean, did he want to date this girl or what? I had to block him? What? What do you mean he was sending you essays? Whoa, what was he? Please say psych. Poor, 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 poor. I'm sorry, my daughter being what? What? What the fuck? What did I just read? I can't tell if you're pranking me or not. Oh my god. Everything you're saying is so horrible. No. Hello. This is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if you've ever been loved by a man, and you want to know if you'll ever have a man that will love you in the future, as well as getting over Craig. Going by your cards, the star in the primary position and reversed does show that you definitely have been loved by a man in your past. However, it seems that the love didn't really show up in the way that you were expecting or in a timely manner. So, this would speak to you having breakups where only in retrospect did they realize how much they cared about you. The world in the secondary position is showing that right now you are entering a phase where you will begin to experience more of that from men in your life. Two of Swords in the future position shows that when it comes to Craig, it's still very ambiguous as to whether you'll actually ever move on from him. So, from what I'm seeing from that, it means that you will get over him to a point in a natural way, but if you want to fully move on past him, it's going to take a lot of personal effort and work. Now, if you want to know more about what kind of romantic prospects are coming your way for the rest of the year, as well as what options work best for you, you can give me a call or send me a message. He's a famous figure. Oh, because of the lore. Yeah. Wait. Oh my god. What is this deal? Is it that serious? I mean, is he? I mean, he sounds like he's employed at least, right? Like, what's his deal? I mean, is he actually ugly or something? He's not a handsome guy. What? Is he like a? You're talking like a ugly bastard? Is he fat? He's a gremlin. That can be pretty. Girls can work with a gremlin. It sounds like he's just kind of psychotic. Which, when I say that, I've started referring that to a lot of people who loop on certain things. I just call them psychotic. Because it is basically psychotic. Because they'll never snap out of whatever their issue is. Skinny, balding, always hunched over. Yeah, that'd work. That'd work if he was like a killer. That could be very attractive. He just needs to lean into it. He'll probably be all right. Then he stopped answering, and I called a welfare check. I've been feeling really low lately regarding my ex. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you simply want to know what the energy is like at the moment between you and your ex. Going by your cards, the High Priestess in the primary position does show that right now things between the two of you are pretty tentative, since on your ex's side, she is kind of contemplating where things stand between the two of you. Three of Cups in the secondary position does show she is thinking about reaching out to you, most likely in a manner where you're not exactly having a full one-on-one, but you're able to start feeling each other out. So this could be anything from hanging out in a public place with other people, or maybe having a group chat. Seven of Pentacles in the final position in reverse does show that in terms of reconciliation, it is a very long-term project. So if you were to make any significant progress, it wouldn't really happen until fall. But that's only if you're able to continue to display that you've improved on your many areas. Now, if you want to know more about what the future holds between the two of you, as well as any other issues that may come up, you can give me a call or send me a message. Oh yeah, just knocking these questions out. I'm a machine. Mental health. How old is he anyway? Is he in his 30s? Oh, he's your age? Is he like one of those types who like won't date trans women? Well, actually, I don't even know why I asked that. Because honestly, even I wouldn't date trans women. That they'd basically have to kidnap me, which is what Guilty did. But I wouldn't for specific reasons. Because I know they're psychotic and I just don't have the patience. But I mean, if I were like a man, I could handle it, I think. But no. Me as I am now, gotta get out of here. I used to think Guilty was a cute little fighting game player years and years ago. Yeah, I think everyone did until the allegations dropped. I think everyone thought she was just ooh-woo, an ooh-woo cute girl. Everyone thought it was just a novelty when she spanked that stripper or whatever on stream. If only people knew what was really going down. Okay, well, they're not doing anything on this camera, so I'm turning them off. So I'm getting tired of having to pose for them. Yeah, that's the secret with a lot of trans women is some of them are pretty good at giving you a good front facing whatever. But then once the cameras are off or whatever, I don't know, they just proceed to show you that they are neurotic and psychotic or whatever, or actually a sex freak. I mean, I wasn't joking last night when I said I was getting peppered. When I said I was getting peppered by this one girl talking to me yesterday. Like it was a little weird. I mean, I still had fun, but it was a little weird. Because I don't even know how it came up, but she suddenly started wanting me to bark. And I mean, I told her no. And she just really kept hammering on it. She was like, she was on voice call. She was like, I said, bark for me. I'm like, I don't bark for people. I'm not going to do that. So she was like wailing away at me for like an hour over that. Like her vampire, the demonic babble started coming out. I'm like, how many times I got to say it? It's just not something I'm going to do. I'm like, please don't rape me. Like, please. It's starting to give me flashbacks to Guilty. I was like, please. But yeah, that's a lot of them. Which, I mean, I am flattered, yes, because I mean, when I started transitioning, these same chicks wouldn't even spit on me to like put a fire out on me. So, I mean, it is flattering that, trans women are into me. I mean, they're basically like 10 years too late, but I'll take it. I'm surprised that I've had so many trans friends in my life now that I think about it. Yeah, well, if you're in the fighting game sphere, yeah, you'll see a lot of them. They are exponentially growing. Yeah, because anywhere else I don't really run into them. Seems like this and VTuber spaces are like the most poppin' trans places. My ex Maximilian. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if your ex Maximilian is going to reach out to you, since this has been an ongoing issue between the two of you. Going by your cards, the Six of Pentacles in the primary position in reverse does show that, like you've kind of already established, even though you both have your back and forths, it seems like he's always very stingy in terms of when he's willing to give you anything really emotionally. He's always withdrawing himself. Seven of Pentacles in the secondary position is showing promise by signaling that you do need to go ahead and just maintain your efforts to try and make things work with him and to be patient. However, Queen of Wands in the final position is recommending that you kind of detach yourself from the outcome between you and Maximilian, since it does seem like all of this is starting to drag you down a bit in spirit and in terms of your mental well-being. So I think the best thing you could do, which would actually indirectly fix the issues with Maximilian, is to just stop caring about how he behaves. I feel like this is ultimately the best way to try and curb this kind of erratic behavior out of someone, is to simply not let their flakiness cause you to mirror them. You need to remain firm and steadfast. And if they don't want to involve you in their life, you need to just keep looking ahead and continuing to do what you're doing. And I can guarantee that they will get with the program or you won't hear from them again. Now, if you want to know more about what the future holds for you, as well as your compatibility with each other, you can give me a call or send me a message. And I dropped my light.
Something else, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. How do I brainwash them?
So now from FTC, I got some for yes, military. All right, military is also for whatever reason, for some reason, military also tends to produce a lot of transness. That was the original hotspot for transiness was the military for some reason. Which actually Guilty will, whenever Guilty has her spiel about trans people, she'll bring that up. Is that, originally it was like a bunch of military people, which, what was it? Chelsea Manning and whoever else are like prominent military people that we saw literally transition during their times. And I've even, at least one of the trans people I knew here locally was in the military as well. Which I don't even know if they committed or not. Who knows? Out of my group, actually, out of my local group, my original group, I think I was like the next to last to transition. But in total, there ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4. So there were 4 other people in my scene who were not trans when I joined the scene. And by the time I was out, there were 2. Before I left, there were 2 other trans people. And by the time I left, eventually 2 more trans people came from that original group. So that was like about half of the original group that I met in 2013 ended up transitioning to some degree, or at least identifying as something completely different by now. So just interesting food for thought. And I live in a very low activity place, so there's basically only like maybe 12 of us in the scene, and like a third of that 12 wasn't even active like that. So yeah, everybody gay now. I remember when I was stationed in North Carolina, in the middle of nowhere. That was depressing. I don't think my area is like North Carolina. We're deaf. It's more like, I don't know. My place is just really cucked because everyone is too busy working. And I mean, just generally everyone's like too poor to do anything. the way things have gotten now anyway. I mean, everyone's literally just working all day, every day, and they still have to take out Cash App loans. I just wouldn't be in the mood to play I mean, I haven't been in the mood to play video games for a very long time. What is Art messaging me with? Why is Art saying, do I have to separate from you too? Do I have to separate from you too, Shanoa? I know my worth. I don't want to. What did I do? Why is everyone always psychotic? What is wrong with video game players? Why are they always losing their marbles? The first week I arrived at the base, people were getting arrested for having the... Wow. Wow. God, that's so old school. It's pretty funny. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Eric has overcome his fears about dating you and if he'll ask you out soon. Going by your cards, the world in the primary position does show that in reference to your main question, he does seem to have overcome his fears about dating you. Now, as far as him asking you out soon, Page of Pentacles does show that he already has the intention to go ahead and ask you out. However, Page of Swords in the final position is showing that something is giving him some hesitance. So it seems that he's a little scared of what might happen if he proposes the question to you. So I think about the most you could do is just be patient or kind of coax him into a more comfortable situation to where he feels like he could finally pop the question on you. Now, if you want to know more about what the future has in store for you both for the rest of the year, as well as your compatibility with each other, you can give me a call or send me a message. Some stupid stuff. Yeah. Same. I've seen many. Maybe one of the stupider things. Oh my God. How is she pinging me? Why am I able to just see her message? What? Maybe that was weird. Oh, it's because I was looking at because I have the Me E6 bot blocked because sometimes in some servers it would send me annoying GIFs that would clog my phone, so it popped her up. God, between her and Art, good Lord. I'm already probably about to give Art a time limit on how much longer I can be in his service. since he can be very demanding, because I really need my time freed up. Today has actually been really good because no one's been clogging my inbox as much. One girl did for a bit, but I told her that I have to eat and work. And I started crashing out on her because she does this thing that I don't understand why she does it. I just never dealt with someone who will like send you that much stuff and then delete it before you can even see it. It's very annoying. Like I'm sitting here all capping her, telling her, if you don't want someone to see your shit, then don't fucking send it. But she'll just I don't understand. It's like I'm not speaking English, and she'll do it anyway. She'll like do this thing where she'll send stuff and just send stuff, but then she'll delete it before you ever get to see it. So I don't get it. Like, it has to be psychosis. And what is his deal? He's trying to reform the scene. What? Art wants to rebuild the scene, and he wants Sophie to be free of guilty. I think Art's just kind of throwing a temper tantrum. The other watcher isn't here no more. The voyeur. Yeah, they left a while ago. Who knows who they were? I don't care. It might have been guilty. For her to randomly ping me. I didn't notice that. Yeah, they left. They left like 30 minutes ago or something. Oh. Checking up on one of her rogues. Well, you know, according to her, I was never even part of the group, which I wasn't. I was just there when she was forming it, so I'm not even her I am her rogue toy / other weird names. Even though technically by her standards we didn't date. But yeah, she's very fixated on me. Very interesting how I'm never a member of her cult, and yet I'm also not someone she's connected to, and yet I'm also not someone who is close to her, and yet she is always talking about me. It's very curious. Never seen something quite like that. I have seen something. This is just white woman lies. But I mean, everyone else will just figure that out later on. I'm very used to white women lying. What? Why is he talks to me like I'm his bitch or something? He told me, I don't care for your opinion here. I'm the high value asset. Divine protection can't make you move, then nothing will. I will enforce my... Why is he doing this to me? He's talking like I wasn't about to give him money today. Why do they always have to abuse me? Always so random. Yeah. It's almost like, you know what that tracks with? That tracks with some other messages I get from some women on Discord where they're just randomly thinking about me through the day. Tracks with a lot of things. Just randomly thinking about you. She must like how I look. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know why he suddenly unfollowed you if you're on good terms. Going by your cards, Two of Pentacles in the primary position does show that even though things do seem to be good between the two of you, it does seem like he's still juggling something in his head in terms of how far to maintain a connection with you. Three of Pentacles does show that there is someone extra who seems to be giving an opinion on your dynamic with each other. So it seems like they have advised him to go ahead and cut you off for his own well-being. King of Swords in the final position also shows that he seems to feel that by cutting you off, that it does seem to give him a bit more power over you, since it does seem like that's something he very much wanted during this whole kerfuffle. Now, if you want to know more about what he'll do in the future to try and push this new pressure dynamic on you, as well as what options would work best for you in how to navigate this, you can give me a call or send me a message. Oh, these are a lot of premium questions. Like every single question I'm doing, by the way, is like $2 once I convert it. So I've made at least like $12 now, which is pretty solid considering. I like how so far it's been like a week now and no one's called me. How do you do pricing on questions? That's just set by the platform. The platform is actually super smartphony / gotcha-y. Well, not gotcha-y. I'd say it's like, I don't know. It's very modernized. These people pay a certain amount of coins to field a question, and they get digital tarot cards dealt to them. And any advisor who's online just randomly gets those questions sent to them, and they send in their answer. And basically, the user can either just take whatever answers they got from these voice notes, or they go ahead and communicate with the advisor that they liked the most, and they give them a call. Which is why I add an advertisement for them to go ahead and call or message me. Which usually, let's see, because I do think we're in a down period, since I've already said that there are down months for tarot. But usually during my shifts, I think the crazier it got, I was just getting rapid fire calls to where I couldn't even get time to do my audio messages because people were like constantly calling me. But other times I also do readings like on my phone. Like I'll just tell them to send a gift amount, which the gift amounts are like a certain amount of credits, which is a certain amount of USD. So the gifts that they can send me go from like what? I'm not going to convert it. The raw amount I think on their side is like 15, 30. No, it goes 30, 60, 80. I think so. $30, $60, $80. Which on gifts I only get half. So that's like 15. Which I get my earnings in credits, which they basically are worth half. They're worth half of what it would be in $1. So 100 credits is $50 for me. So that means the gifts go for me after all the conversions. The gifts are $7.50. $7.50, $15, and $40. No. 7, 7, 15, $20. So the rates end up really sucking. So it's like if someone ended up actually sending me like an $80 gift, I'm only making $20 off of it. But text readings are more convenient. Usually if someone's sending me a gift, it's for manifestations or spell work. Or they just want an answer because they just want, I don't know, a question that they don't have to talk about. Which is the trick with this. I just think it's a dangerous system to be in as a customer because it's very easy to get sucked in because it's really interesting to think about as a business runner because it's kind of like there are certain tricks you have to run just to get sales for certain things because you have to calculate for the lowest common denominator. Because the easiest thing for people to do is to just call me and just pay the per minute rate. That's all they got to do. But if someone were to, if they don't want to spend money on my rate and they just want to send gifts, it can pile up very fast. Because a lot of readers are like, I'm only going to do this one thing for each gift you send me. All this premium yes, the premium currency grift is basically, it's casino. It's casino magic. Premium currency is just Uber tier. It decouples from people's brains, so it just gets them spending like crazy. Which I kind of have to be aware of this stuff anyway, since literally every single job I do, like it functions off of converting people's actual currency to tokens in some way or form. So it can be a very, very addictive. It's just like an arcade. It's literally just arcade logic. And most people are sensible about it. But of course, there are people who just, they lose their marbles and they can get in trouble. But yeah, I think cost-wise, because right now, my rate right now, though, I feel like if I can't get a call, they'll end up lowering it. I don't know. But right now my rate is like 4.5 credits or something. So I think they're paying like $4.50 a minute for me. But on my end, it's like two whatever. Because I think I said this during the Sophie arc on stream when I'm like I make 2 something a minute. So yeah, like really on the customer's end, they're paying like 4 something, but I only get to see like half. So whenever I throw out these numbers, there's twice that amount that I'm not actually seeing because of the platform. So yeah, I'm making like $2 and something a minute. So I don't know. Even if I were a customer paying for something a minute, I think I'd just be better off just paying the minute, just paying the rate. Just pay the rate, bro. Because I feel like if you get hung up trying to run from the call and trying to do all these microtransaction gifts, you're just going to end up in a bad place. Because for one, all the advisors are gonna fleece you. Like I wouldn't send gifts to advisors. They're just gonna fleece you. I mean, because they're not getting anything. I mean, they're not really getting anything out of it anyway. Because the calls are where the money's at. It's like they're guaranteed to like breadcrumb or try to work you up to a call anyway. Platforms really be banking? Yes. Which this platform, they operate in Singapore. But they wanted their service to be marketed towards English and Spanish speakers. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if the person you're chatting with, if they're real or if they're simply catfishing you with someone else's picture. Going by your cards, 3 of Pentacles in the primary position does show that what he's shown you of himself is highly manufactured and does seem to be involving a third party. However, they don't seem to be very aware of what's going on. 9 of Wands in the secondary position also shows that there is fear on his side in terms of showing you what he really looks like. So this also is pointing towards some sort of deception with his pictures. King of Swords in the final position in reverse ultimately is warning that he has an ill-conceived plan on how to woo you. So going off of all of these symbols and what they're conveying, I would be leaning into the thought that he is using fake pictures with you, especially from what you remarked about him not wanting to do video chats. So I think you need to go ahead and have an honest talk with him and kind of put your foot down and try to distance yourself until we really get to the bottom of this. Now, if you want to know more about what other events are coming your way for the rest of the year, you can give me a call or send me a message. Which most advisors won't actually. I've heard some of the advisors on this platform, a lot of them just a lot of them are definitely trying to take you to Fleeceville. Like they won't even like actually answer the question. They'll just say demonic babble and tell them to like get in the call. I mean, at least I'll like actually answer their question while advertising. But yeah, I've listened to some people on here because I've made a dummy account. Because usually what I do for any work I do, I'll usually make a client account just to be familiar on how things look as a client on whatever thing I'm doing for whatever industry. But yeah, I've gotten some crazy messages from these advisors on the client side. It also helps me understand what the hard limits are in case I get crazy clients. Like, I've got on there and said some stuff, or like, trying to see if anything spicy can happen, or whatever. But yeah, it's a good way to do some market research. But yeah, a lot of those advisors, half of them don't even like speak English. I don't know, you gotta be careful with them. I've just heard some weird stuff from clients. Like they say that they'll be in a call with them or something, and they'll tell them that they have a curse on them and that they need to pay them $500 to get the curse removed. Like, just itty nitty tier schemes, which I just don't see the point of running that kind of game on people. I feel like that's basically in the same tier as the Indian call centers with your computer has 500 million viruses. Please call our number. I feel like you could make some money off of it. I just don't think it's worth it long term. I mean, I also, I'm not trying to bankrupt anyone. So I'll literally tell people to please take care of their finances before they dump a bunch of money onto me. I mean, part of it's also just business sense because okay, there's a reason casinos function. Well, even casinos have had a reason to not bankrupt their customers. I mean, because obviously you can only do it to so many people until your consumer pool dries up. But yeah, I just want a steady, healthy relationship with people where, yeah, I'm making money, but I'm not trying to put their accounts in the red like these VTubers. These VTubers don't be caring. Which actually, I have been debating whether or not I'm going to cut Sophie out of my monetary will. Because Sophie, oh my God, what is he sending me? So Art's sending me an ultimatum. I'm not even sure what he wants me to do. She's in the will. I'm just using that phrase for me. Because, I've just been doing my rounds on Twitch and giving people gifted subs. But, like during this whole saga, I've been giving Sophie subs. I'm literally the only person on her board for gifteds for like the past few weeks. But she doesn't even react to them. Like, she's literally too busy shit talking me to even say anything about the subs. So I'm like, damn. So I think I'm just gonna have to cut her out of my budget and just not give her anything, depending on how she acts for this month. Because, I can give Alina, Alina is always getting on my nerves, but at least she'll like say something if I sub her. You know what I mean? So I'm like, gosh, I guess my money is not good enough. So, because I believe and not, especially due to all the stuff happening in her Discord, because I've already set myself apart from the other people, because I'm like, all these like freeloaders from Under Guilty are never going to spend anything on Sophie. Dilly says he'll financially back her, but I don't believe him. So it's like, out of all this nonsense, I'm the only one putting my name on the board. So it's like, you know. But then she says she can't trust me. So it's like, is this bitch retarded? You know, Guilty may drop a handful of subs randomly during certain events, but she literally only does it to get attention from people. Who does she trust? Probably no one, since, you know, she's on the same pathway as Guilty, where once you get so ostracized, you basically become paranoid, which is Guilty's whole thing. Because someone who is talking to me, like sexually, for whatever reason, they told Guilty because they believe in being straightforward and blah, 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 blah. And I already told her that's literally the worst thing that she could have done, is to disclose our relationship to Guilty. Because I guarantee something weird's going to happen with that. She might start her own Psychoholics. Yeah, it's her server. Man, once she finds enough mods that enact her values. Okay, Art told me to sleep on it and make my mind up about. I forget what he wants. What does he even want me to do? Someday he'll like do these loyalty tests on me, but he won't actually tell me what he wants me to do. He just doesn't want me to be connected to Guilty, but I've literally told him that she's blocked. It feels like he's just mad that Sophie won't block her, because I've done everything. I don't even talk to her. It's like, do I have to separate from you too, Shanoa? I know my worth. He was bothering me to like give him money today, and I was going to, but he literally only streams like an hour at a time, and I was still getting ready for my night. I don't know what's wrong with these people. You give them money, you give them your time, and they still go crazy. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Lexi will come back, and should you keep waiting, or should you move on? Going by your cards, the Hierophant in the primary position does show that Lexi will make a return. However, Three of Pentacles in the secondary position, due to it being reversed, is suggesting that you putting any more energy into this, such as waiting on her or anything, is a bit misplaced. So it's already suggesting that you should go ahead and move on. Page of Pentacles in the final position is showing that there are some better opportunities for you romantically. And I'm of the mind that you should go ahead and see what else is out there for you. Since Lexi is going to come back on her own, I don't think you should be hung up on ever waiting for someone. You need to make sure that you're living your life and doing what comes naturally to you. Now, if you want to know more about what the future holds for you romantically, as well as what option works best for you in terms of a partner, you can give me a call or send me a message. And really, my voice actually sounds better usually. Oh my God, I might have to redo this voice now because it won't send. because people are sending messages to my phone and it causes it to mess up. What? I can't help it because, okay, it's set up in a really ghetto way where it's sitting on top of a box. And the thing that I'm putting all this stuff on is very shaky anyway. But yeah, it's on top of a empty tarot box. So anytime I bump it even slightly, it just tips over fully. Because the light itself is just this little light box. And just everything sends it tumbling. So it's very hard. So when I shifted my legs, I just grazed this stand. Then it goes falling down. It's even worse when I'm like stripping. Like whenever I've like had to put a foot up or something and I like accidentally hit the stand and then it goes flying. And I'm like, fuck me. But I try to play it off. I try to play it off and do like a Vogue bend over for the camera. Or like I close in with my chest. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Lexi will come back and if you should keep waiting or move on. Going by your cards, the Hierophant in the primary position does show that Lexi will make a return, actually. So I don't think you need to worry there, but Three of Pentacles in the secondary position and reversed is signaling that the energy that you have put in, such as waiting around for her or trying to check on her, has been misplaced. So I already think this is a signal for you to go ahead and put your energy elsewhere. Now, Page of Pentacles is showing that you do have a few opportunities with other people romantically. So I think you should go ahead and just see what's out there, since generally, I don't think you should ever really hold up your life waiting on someone. You should go ahead and just do what comes naturally to you. Now, if you want to know more about what the future holds for you romantically, as well as what person would be your best partner in the future, you can give me a call or send me a message. Please send. So if I have to redo it again, I'm going to freak out. Please, please. Why does it... I hate this app so much. Because randomly, it just does... It has this bug in it where it just won't send the voice note. And it doesn't save the voice notes that you make because it's on shoestring coding. So the only fix is to close the app entirely and then open it again. And then you have to make the voice note all over again. Wonderful. I love it. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Lexi will come back and if you should keep waiting or do you move on. Going by your cards, the Hierophant in the primary position is showing that Lexi will make a return, so I don't think you should be worried about that. However, Three of Pentacles in the secondary position due to it being reversed, it is signaling that the energy that you've put in to waiting on her or trying to check on her has been a little misplaced. So I do think this is already a signal that you should go ahead and try and take a peek at your other romantic options, especially because Page of Pentacles in the final position is showing that you do have opportunities in terms of romantic interests. So ultimately, I don't think you should really be holding up anything in your life to wait on somebody, especially in this situation. Lexi will show up on her own, but in the meantime, you should feel free to pursue anybody else that you want. Now, if you want to know more about what the future holds for you romantically, as well as what option will work best for you as a partner, you can give me a call or send me a message. I'm gonna freak out if it doesn't send. Please, please, please. It hates me. It totally hates me. But yeah, this is the part where I get very frustrated and then I just skip the question because it hates me. Even though that's $2, I'm so triggered that I can't fight it. And it timed out on me. It timed out on me. Oh my God. Well, that triggered the living fuck out of me. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about these audio things. You don't get to pick which question you get, but when you get the question, it literally tells you that the question will be auto skipped if you don't answer it within a certain time frame. You only get 15 minutes, but it seems like it's more like you only get like 10 minutes. I don't know why they arbitrarily have a time limit on it. I don't get it. But yeah, so if the app is fucking up on you, like it just did me, where I literally did it like 3 or 4 times over, and you took too much time, it just skips. So I just never got the money on that. What a great time at work. Fun. Yeah, that is ass. I mean, whatever. It's just a 2-minute audio. It's not like I had to do 30 minutes of it. Yes, it can be annoying, but it could be worse. And I mean, it's not like I get penalized, I think, for that kind of thing, especially since they know that their app sucks. That's the one thing I'll say about that I like about this kind of contract work is I love working with the Singaporeans. Now, sure, they run a kind of a tight ship because like every month at the start of the month they put out a board notice on what advisors got fired this month or put on penalty because they weren't following the rules. But I mean, they give me my money on the agreed date, and they don't really helicopter me, so I really like them. And I have like a manager who I talk to sometimes, and I'm like 1000% sure that she runs her shit through Google Translate because I'm pretty sure she's just Singaporean. So I appreciate that. They're not here to push or talk about, I don't know, DEI, Donald Trump, any of that shit. Yeah, that's what I like about working for entities that aren't in America right now, is they don't give a fuck about any of this other stuff. So it's very refreshing to be in an area where I can work where that's just not really a thing. Either from the management or just the customers, which is the takeaway. Because even though they're coming to me talking about Becky or whatever, I'll tell you one thing, that they do not come in here talking about whatever is happening with Charlie Kirk or whatever. It's very, very refreshing. That's also what made me very annoyed with the fighting game scene, was when the politics started to invade the spaces, which obviously I mean, I know about the politics. I obviously keep track with the politics, but there was definitely a point where it started becoming very prominent in very annoying people. So it became a bit much. I don't think I would want to do a job where I got to talk to these guys all the time. I barely want to talk on the phone with the people I talk to already. Yeah. For me, fortune telling kind of fills a void for me, since, like my haters say, I have no friends. So, I mean, generally when people aren't talking to me, I mean, I always have someone to talk to. I could see, like I have been dealing with, that if I do actually have people in my life that are like messaging me, or if I have someone I'm like living with, I guess, like a spouse, I could see this becoming way more taxing. But right now, I mean, essentially, I am giving all of myself to clients. I mean, I am a fill in for the kind of person they don't have. So it's giving me interactions I may not really get in my everyday life. But yeah, there's not a lot of variety though. It's usually just it's usually just women freaking out about a guy, or guys freaking out about a girl. But I mean, typically these people who are coming to me literally don't have anyone else to talk to. So I mean, it's kind of a good service. Because I mean, the worst case scenario would be that they go and talk to an AI who, depending on the AI that they talk to, might tell them to go and chop up their ex-boyfriend or their ex-girlfriend or something. So there's at least that. It's just that, I mean, it's similar. It's kind of similar to the Guilty thing, and why Guilty likes to play that she can do tarot, because it's kind of an unmoderated field. Kind of, there's a lot of wiggle room. It's like a less vetted therapist job, basically. Because yeah, it's very easy to just take advantage of someone who's like pouring themselves into you. Which scares me to think about for some people. Oh my god, I'm almost out of time. Fuck. And I only did 6 questions. I can do a few more. Well, it glitched on me at the end. But yeah, we've been here for our regular 2 hours. You know what that means. Now I need to take some time to prepare myself to do my other nightly activity. Are you going to buy KOF? What's going on with that? What's the situation with KOF? Because I am waiting on that sale. Oh my god. Yeah, the wish list. Well, I accidentally got PS Plus this month, so I need to turn that shit off. Because it's literally not getting used. But yeah, I'll start to see if there's any activity I can get into on Discord. How you doing? Because it's PS Plus. Because Sony are grifters. Is KOF crossplay? Yes, it is. Yes, it has crossplay. But yeah, PlayStation. It doesn't matter how many times you turn it off auto renew. PlayStation PS Plus will always set itself to auto renew every time that you let it lapse and you buy it again. It's very annoying. And they do it on purpose. Okay. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. This was a really good session. We might run into each other in the Discord if something comes up. Bye.